Balmy Tuesday evening, and welcome to Warwick Farm Preview, October the 19th. Gord?
Racing Ramp Park.
Well, why no park? What happened to your drink?
I'm picking up the father-in-law from the airport, so double negative. Don't get to drink and have to pick up the father-in-law.
I think if you had his plane just go over.
Yeah.
Warwick Farm tomorrow on the back up from last week. Rail out 5 metres, dry, on pace, and inside can work in the right configuration. So it's not as if the inside will be inferior ground. It's just slowly run races you want to be wide. Fast run races you'll be able to suck up. Kick off with a 1400 metre maiden. Let's 1400 metre maiden for fillies. It's a very uninspiring horse favourite here. $2.60 Medaille, $6.50 $5 Party House, $6.50 So Splendid, $6.50 the debutante Think Like a Bird, $7 another debutante Granadilla, $13 Collage, backing up from last Wednesday. And I'm not seeing much happening here, Gord. There's nothing really to go forward. Party House has blinkers on, but gate 1. It's really the sort of race where a horse like number 2, which hasn't shown any speed in 2 1100 metre runs, drawn wide. I know it's Jason Collett, but those sort of things just pop out and sort of find themselves going forward. It's a nothing doing race. So a muddling run race. Do you want to do anything?
Well, I mean, I wanted to be against the sparkle form, which is everywhere in this race. Yeah. So I went looking for one of the first starters. So I had a thorough look at their trials, and I came up with number 8, Think Like a Bird. Had the 1045 metre trial. Run in decent time, thought it was reasonably stylish, and then when they have the 1045 metre trial and they have the next trial over 800, it's just a tick over to get it ready for the races. So I had it on top, and then the other 2 first starters, Blancacara and Granadilla, I had a second look at, and I don't think Blancacara's last trial was as bad as it seems.
John Thompson, your trainer.
My trainer, yeah. And did you notice a couple of the horses in that race were One More Zeta and Brook Road? So it did run against some fairly decent horses there, but I'm in a bit of a quandary with this race. As far as the sparkle form was concerned, I did think the favourite was the best run in that race, but definitely against it at the price.
Definitely against the whole race. I agree with that. Think Like a Bird is the logical place to land on for me. And as I said, Collage, I expect improvement from it. It's going 11 to 14, but it's at least running a different race.
Well, is it just jump and necked? But
these are. Look, I think that if they're going to be muddling run races, you just don't want to try your luck on the inside there.
Okay.
Race 2. Again, a 1400 metre race, and this time for 3-year-old males, so David Payne will have a lot of very slow horses in it.
Just another magnificent race yet again.
Silent Warrior is not the favourite. Chasseur is the favourite at $2.90. Silent Warrior is $3.50. The unraced Cosgrove is $8. Gravitate, who's no longer with Snowden's, at $10. Rocky Marriage at $9.50. Ready for Success at $14. Cocapelli 16. Point of Order 17. And a bit more happening here because Rocky Marriage is a 1000 metre horse that will jump straight into the lead. And you've got Cocapelli, Gay, Blinkers, up to 1400 from a wide gate pressing on there. Ready for Success, and Silent Warrior should be able to hop into the 1-out 1-back position. Chasseur debuted at Kembla and was ridden off the speed, and I imagine will be similarly ridden tomorrow. Good, I know you want to get your teeth into this one.
Number 10, Silent Warrior. Second prep. Right stable with the Snowdens, angling on board, has the 1050 metre trial, which I'm just, what are you making of Snowden's trials these days? Like,
if they're bad, that's okay.
Yeah, well, this one was actually good, so it's sort of, it's just
getting too subtle.
Yeah, I know, but I have to go with it. I mean, yet again, it's had the 2 trials, second prep. I actually, having a look at its last run over 1200 metres, last preparation at Canterbury, I thought it was very strong late, so I think the 1400 might actually suit this trial, and I'd expect them to have put a fair bit of work in to have it ready, and if it maps like you say it maps, I think it's probably a good bet. The other one I had a look at was number 1, Chasseur. How do we say that? Chasseur?
Yeah.
Chasseur, which was, decent run last preparation and 3 sort of normal Waller trials. But yeah, I've got number 10, Silent Warrior, on top.
Okay, yeah, Chasseur I had coming down the best ground. Kembla in the winter,
Yeah,
it was all you didn't want to be on the inside.
And only really took ground off it very late too, wasn't it?
Well, I just thought it was a bit flattered. Look, it was a nice sort of run, but I think the horse with the city run has to be favourite. And Cosgrove, I think, is a horse of Burn Baker's that looks like it might have some talent. Starting off at home, and the 3 trials this time in are all away from home. Did trial with the bottom one at some stage there.
I'd expect it to finish a little bit more solidly, being a Bjorn Baker horse at the trials. But,
it might be a project horse, Gord. It's a debutante at 1400 metres. There really is nothing else. Gravitate's gone since it left the Snowden yard. Kokapelli will be there, but really didn't hang on in any shape first up at the provincials. Point of Order's got the blinkers on Cummings, and did debut at the Monday meeting there, but needs to lift.
yes,
Can we say that? Needs to lift.
It definitely does. I mean, there's a couple of question marks about number 10, Silent Warrior, but I think it's clearly the top selection in that race, and probably will end up jumping favourite, wouldn't you say?
I think so.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, that's obviously a great lead-in for you. Silent Warrior into the next. There's got to be a multi here. Race 3 over 2,400 metres, and it's a cracker.
Yeah?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Last week was a good race. Fortnight was a good race. This is not. $3.50 Caton. It was only 20s last week. $4.40 Caracalas, off a bit of time off. $4.40 Lama Hilton, who's been $61 in her 2 city runs. $6.50 I'm Trouble. $9 to MyStar with the blinkers on. $11 All's In, and long odds the other 2. Looks a steady race. There's no obvious pacemaker here. Centre of attention will be handy. Caracalas will be handy, especially being fresh. Caton will be on speed, and Lama Hilton won't be too far away. In fact, anything that wants to make a play for it can. Wow. Come on, Gord. You might just give me a horse.
Lightly raced, number 5, Lama Hilton. There you go.
Lightly raced. Cheeky
trainer.
Doing it all in its first preparation, Lama Hilton. Obviously a last start winner and some prospect, I guess. The horse I'm looking at is I'm Trouble, who's not lightly raced and has had 2 recent city runs on this track, and the better of the 2 runs was at 2,400, 3 runs back. So that's all I'll give you.
I will follow you into that one. I've just changed my mind. I'll agree with you on that one.
Why?
I'm going to have a tendency to do that in all distance races in future after Caton last week. So.
Look.
I know I'm just seeing these seconds, Chiquinta,
blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Just off bring luck.
There must be a Dowdston Charlie in there somewhere as well.
Well, I mean, they're better horses, aren't they, than these? So, I admit, I like your methodology there. So. Is that a decent price? Is it?
Oh, it's $6.50. It's you're not twisting my arm there. All's In. I was slightly interested in. He's had 2 runs back in very fast run Port Macquarie races, the Prelude and the Cup. Loses Be Hotter. Has got its best form beyond the 2000 and is just a horse of interest. I mentioned Caracalas before, but John Sargent, he just leaves me cold the way he places his horses and they have time off. And DeMeister, well, it's Perry. We'll say no more. Yeah. That's race 3. So we'll get through race 4 and have a bit of a break. It's a fillies and mares race over 1,200 metres. And Kialet is the favourite. No, it's not. Infradig is the favourite at $2.60. Kialet is $3.80. $7 Diddums, $8 Francais, $9.50 Sanea, $10 My Psychiatrist, and long odds the Shoalhaven horses.
Yep.
Diddums will be burning for the lead here. Chiale will, I think, position just off. Led the other day, but will sit on the leader here. And so it is written I had next best in the run, but Diddums should be trying to make all, so an honest tempo should be set. These are your races, Gord.
Pretty keen on this one. Yeah, number 2 Ciale. It was a nice run back, you know, on pace, stuck on well. I've got a mild opinion of Salida. It's Chris Waller, who improved second up. If you notice, last preparation, second up, it ran over 1,200 metres at Randwick and got beaten by a horse called Ravi. And Ciale's run was probably, you know, close to as good as Ravi's. Now that is definitely good enough to win this race. So same stage of prep, lightly raced, suited on a very dry or fast track. I'm reasonably keen on number 2 Ciale.
That's probably true. Well, what do you make of the favourite here? Infradig has come up shorter than I thought it would.
Well, it hasn't done it yet, has it?
So it's got 2 1,100 metre wins at the provincials.
You're going off suspicion with this one, aren't you?
Well, it's also a 3-year-old filly. The other 3-year-old filly has a last start city run, and it's 3 times the price.
But what do you make of 15 Sunflowers as some sort of a form reference? I had it as a negative form reference. So.
Well, it's all right. It's just that it was, you know, well suited and well ridden by Gunn. Its city runs are a 1,000 metre run, cross that out, and a 1,200 metre run where it's got an excuse, but it ran last.
Yeah.
It is having its sort of trained on the track. It probably says Agnes Banks there, doesn't it?
No, it says
Warwick Farm. It's trained on the track.
Yeah.
But Jesus, that seems
short odds.
Short odds for a non-last start city running horse. I'm interested in Diddums, who obviously found the bunny at Canterbury, but she was stepping up 1,000 to 12.50 on that occasion. I know she's Gerald Ryan, 4th start, first prep. Danger, Will Robinson. The other horse I'm interested in is from Francais, who was, I seem to remember when she was scratched a couple of weeks ago, she was, I don't know, $4 or something.
Well found, yeah.
She's $8 here. My Psychiatrist, 2 wins from her first prep. Joe Pride, some glimmer of form last week. I could entertain her. Don't mind your case that you make about
Francais is my second selection, but I just think it might be a little bit short for it.
Right, that's the fillies and mares race. It was hard work for me.
By the way, Diddums, like, it's got lovely lines there, but just that force up to Ryan, it's just, you know, it's got to be a pen, doesn't it? Yeah.
What, like one of these pens?
Yeah, like that.
Look, it's a leader drawn wide. I like that, and James Innes Jr. will be on the case. That's race 4. We'll have a quick break and be back with the last 3 races from a moderate card at Warwick Farm.